Hey everyone, WTF Bryce here. I'm wearing my Deadpool onesie. For those of you who don't know what the hell Deadpool is, I feel bad for you. Greatest superhero of all time. If any of you guys watched the Free Gamers vlog from earlier today, then you'll know that I said I was going to do this vlog in my Deadpool onesie. Um, Today, we'll start with last night because I feel like that was a huge play. Dude, get out of my spot. He thinks that he gets the whole chair. My chair. Come on. Move. Thank you. Goddamn horse. Anyway, so last night I went and played some games with Friction 170, um, or as I know him more or less, Logan. Uh, we played Monopoly and stuff. I have a few videos of that I'll be uploading here in a few days, gradually I guess. That way I have more videos to upload. Uh, I got back from his house probably around like 11:30 ish, midnight. Uh, then I was gonna go to bed because I had to work at 6 o'clock this morning. Um, I just got off, but I was gonna go to bed, but I started scrolling through Netflix and I found Troy. That's a 2.5 hour movie. I watched it 3 times. Um, Great movie, by the way. Uh, and it kind of got me back on my uh, Greek mythology kick. I'm a huge Greek mythology nerd. I love it, but I was just thinking about Achilles because that show is Troy is honestly I can say one of the most tragic love stories ever told, along with like Romeo and Juliet, which Romeo and Juliet really isn't a love story. It's more of a tragedy than a love story. For all you English majors, you know what I'm talking about. All you other people are like, no, it's a love story. You're wrong. But anyway, Um, in my opinion, it is one of the greatest stories ever told in Greek mythology. Achilles is kind of one of those underrated heroes because for most kids, like Achilles, like he died because he got hit in the ankles. Like that was his weakness. Like he was immortal until he got hit in his Achilles tendon, and then he was dead. Which in Greek mythology, like the story portrayed, his mom grabbed him uh, by his tendon, his Achilles tendon, and dipped him into the river Styx. The river Styx is like it's a river of the underworld, pretty much. You can look it up. Greek mythology in general is great. I love it. All the stories really. There's not really a bad one, and he found his couch. I guess he got kicked out of his chair, so he went to his couch. Sorry, little side note there. Um, anyway, uh, Perseus, Hercules, like you got all these big names heroes, but I think Achilles outdoes them all really. Uh, I like him the most because I relate to him a lot. Like in the movie Troy, they portrayed him pretty well. Brad Pitt did. Great movie. All star cast, just all around great way to tell a story. But uh, anyway, the story is main that the story of Troy is mainly based off Helen and Paris, Helen of Sparta and Paris of Troy. Uh, he steals the king. What's his bucket? I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. But he steals. Helen is his wife, the king of Spartan's wife, and he Paris like falls in love with her and takes her back to Troy and creates this big old war over a girl, pretty much. Uh, Achilles in this movie is kind of like a side note. I picture him more of the main character. At the beginning of the movie, it does like picture him like he like you think it's gonna be mainly about him, and it is quite a bit about him, his story and everything, but at the same time, it wasn't. Uh, I just lost my train of thought. Let's think. We could be here for a minute. It takes me a minute to think shit. Anyway, okay, back to Achilles. We'll stick with that. One of my favorite heroes of Greek mythology, just because he's got this cocky, you can't touch me vibe to him, and like I relate to that a lot because if you watched my last video of the Q&A, I am a cocky narcissistic asshole, like straight up. I'm not gonna deny it. Like, okay, I'm not an asshole. I'm a dick. Assholes or asses take punishment. I'm a dick. I deliver the punishment. um. Anyway, God, I really need to quit doing that. I just lose everything. Anyway, I relate to him a lot just because I mean he does got that like you can't touch me, like I will level your whole army by myself kind of vibe to him, and in a lot of Greek mythology stories he was that way. Like he was he was feared by all, respected by most, and loved by very few. Um, he was one of those heroes that like he didn't get as much glory as the rest just because he was he was a warrior. He wasn't a hero per se. Like he was a soldier. He fought wars. He annihilated anybody in front of him. He um like in the movie Troy, he fought Hector of Troy, the Prince of Troy, and um I think that they kind of underdid that a lot, but they kind of miled down his Brad Pitt playing Achilles a little bit just because like he did it out of revenge rather than out of what in Greek mythology it would have just been his nature. Like he would have done it just to do it. Like he wanted to prove that he was the best, not because oh he killed my cousin, I gotta kill him now. And he he was respectful. He did have his own way of thinking. Like in the movie they portrayed that one pretty well too. Was he he didn't bow to no gods. Like he he believed in them. He claimed that he's met them. He's one of the um he's said to be a son of a one of the female goddesses. I guess just goddesses because you can classify them differently. And I feel like me personally I relate to that just because I am not a believer in God. Like I don't believe in God because I've never been proven that God exists. But something he said in the movie was like kind of like it explained how I felt about the whole situation pretty well. So he said, "You want to know something that they don't tell you in your temples?" And okay, we'll do it this way. I'll translate it. I'll say what he says and I'll translate it into like what it feels for me. So he said, "Do you know what they don't tell you in your temples? The gods envy us because of our mortality. They because of our mortality, everything's limited. We only do things once. We only have one moment. The moment we're in right now, we only have one. We could recreate this moment, but it wouldn't be the same. We only have this one moment, and the gods envy us because of that. Because it's more beautiful. Like it's our lives are more beautiful because it's failed to. It's inevitable to be doomed. Like no matter what, our lives are doomed. They end. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just gone. We're just gone from the world. But and to me that is like what they don't teach you at church and in the Bible is that if God did create us, why should we worship him? When do you worship your parents? Do you like I mean you love your parents, and I'm not saying you shouldn't love God if he does exist, but there you shouldn't live your lifestyle by something that was said in the Bible, like oh you shall not have caffeine, you all this crap just because the Bible said so, because God looks down on it. Half the shit I do in my life, my mom would not approve. She doesn't approve. I know that for a fact. But I'm not gonna change it because my mom told me don't do that. I'm an adult. I don't have to per se do what she feels is right for my life. I'm gonna do what I want to do, regardless if she thinks it's right or not. And that's how I feel like the believers in God, like, don't give up caffeine. Don't give up smoking. Don't give up your life to try and be immortal, because then your life is nowhere near as beautiful as mine can be. Mine is. I have a beautiful life. I have a wonderful life. I may not have everything. I may not have anything and everything that I want, but I have what I need, and what I need is people who love me, and I'm surrounded by that. That's all I need in life. I could live in a cardboard box as long as I know that I can freaking come to that cardboard box and someone would be waiting there for me and tell me that they love me and that they're there for me. That's all I need in my life. And I feel like I got it pretty good here. I mean, not much step up from a cardboard box. It's a little run down, but that's all right. It's a wonderful home. It's treated me well for the past 13 something years. But anyway, like if anything, God should worship us. Like he should be the one jealous of us. Just because he created us does not mean we have to be eternally thankful. Like me personally, I don't want that eternal life bullshit. Like I'm gonna live my life and I'm gonna spend time with people that I feel like I need to spend time with, and screw what anyone has to say about it. Really, just I have a shirt I was wearing the other day. I wish I would have put it in my blog. It says "fuck 'em" on it, and it's one of my favorite shirts. My aunt made it for me, and really that's kind of sums everything up for me. Like, you don't like me, fuck 'em. You don't care for what I do, fuck 'em. Like, you can't hurt me with what your opinion is of me. Like, if you don't like me, then you're lost, dude. I'm a great person. I'm fucking fun. But I feel like that's how Achilles led his life. Like he he made his life count. I mean, he may not be the most recognized hero out there. He might just be another name to you, another story. But to me, he's kind of a hero. Like, he stood up for what he believed in. He didn't back down from anybody. He met a challenge head on, no matter the challenge, and he made his life count. And to me, that's all there is to life. Just do what you do. Don't let anybody else rule your life, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, your dad, your grandpa. I mean, whatever your family. Just don't let them rule your life. Do what you want to do. Don't live your life for someone else. Live your life for you, or else you will die without meaning. And I know, I said I was talking about Greek mythology, kind of went into a little bit more of psychology aspect. Another one of my passions. We'll do a video on that later on. I don't know, sometime in the future. It will happen just because it is one thing that I am super passionate about. I love how people work. I thrive on it. But anyway, for the Greek mythology, that's about all I got for that. Yeah, that's all I got. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Go look at a couple of my other videos. I got quite a few of them up by now. This will be number 13. A lot of them are just me hanging out with friends, just playing board games and stuff. Something I do thoroughly enjoy, just because it is that quality time that a lot of people miss out on now because they got their video games. And don't get me wrong, I love my video games. I play a lot of video games with these guys too. But having that board game night, we've had a couple of them since then. Like, they're fun. They really are. I would recommend it for anybody. Really, just sit down with your family, friends, whatever, and just bust out a board game. There's very few times where you can't make better memories than that. But anyway, that's all I got for right now. Have a wonderful day, and see you some. I don't even know when probably tomorrow. I'm pretty good at keeping up with my daily vlogs. But, well, see you when I see you, boy.